Hello, everybody. Lee Houston here. I got David's not with us tonight. I got Josh Wynn in the house. How you doing?
All right. How you doing?
I'm good, man. Well, we are just 72 hours or 48. Well, 72 hours away. My math is horrible from WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good weekend. I mean, looking forward to the Hall of Fame.
Yes, sir.
My opinion is Paul Heyman is long overdue, but it is what it is.
Oh, definitely. We got a lot going on. First of all, we got SmackDown right after that, immediately after that, not tape. And we ain't taping squat. Everything is all the way live. Immediately after the Hall of Fame, after SmackDown's Hall of Fame. That's a lot for the wrestlers, by the way. You got to change out your gear, put a suit on, put a dress on, what have you, and go down to for some reason they put them on the stage. I hate that. Like I miss the old Hall of Fame set where like the people in the stands, the wrestlers on the floor, everybody backstage, all Hall of Famers backstage, everybody's safe. It's all good.
Oh yeah, yeah. The old style of the Hall of Fame was good. I mean, I'm not against the new way of doing it, but on the same hand, it's like, I get it.
Yeah, it's dangerous as hell because some people crazy. Like the one guy, 2019, he bum wrestled, he jumped the barricade, got in the ring, and attacked Bret Hart. He's banned from all WWE events and arenas.
Yeah, I mean, can't fix stupid, so.
Yeah, that was very stupid. Anyway, Hall of Fame here. I can pull it up right here. For 2024, we have here. Let's see. Okay, get my people up here. All right, we're gonna start with. I'm gonna just go random order. Bull Nakano, Thunderbolt Paris. I thought he was dead. He's still alive. He's 83. Thunderbolt Paris. He's like, if you don't know Thunderbolt Paris, he's like pre-Dusty Rhodes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you don't know Dusty Paris. Dusty Rhodes before his time. Leah Maivia, The Rock's grandmother. A lot of young folks wonder why she's in the Hall of Fame. I'll tell you why, youngest. She was the only female promoter in the wrestling business.
Nah, I'll tell you why she's in it. It's because Rock's pulling his weight and being a little prick.
Hey, man, nah. We're gonna pull our weight. We're gonna pull our weight in the ring. This is personal right here.
But see, here's the thing. All right, granted, yes, she was first female, promoter and everything like that. But let's put it like this: can you name one match that was under her banner that made any kind of relevance?
Well, Ric Flair was over there for a little cup of coffee.
Yeah, for a cup of coffee, and then found out that she couldn't pay him the money he wanted, so he left.
Yeah.
See, that's the issue. Is like people are understanding what I've been knowing for a long time, that when you got people in positions of power, they're going to pull their weight and do what they want to do. And since The Rock has a position at the head of the table for TKO, he's pulling his weight. He's like, oh, okay, well, since I have a say in the Hall of Fame this year, I'm putting my grandmother in there. You know what? Next thing you know, every single freaking Samoan that's in his family is going to be in the Hall of Fame. And I'm like, you know what? They're gonna deserve their own wing. No, I don't think so. I think it's a cry.
Well, one person I'm grateful in the Hall of Fame. I'm really glad in the Hall of Fame. It's a long damn time in the making. Shit happened a long time ago. I guess he was alive. The greatest, Muhammad Ali.
Oh yeah.
It's a long damn time. It took so damn long.
Well, the Muhammad Ali Foundation, pretty much the people from his family that's still alive, didn't want them. Like every year, WWE was like, "Hey, can we put him in? Hey, can we put him in? Hey, can we put him in?" Yeah. And they wanted to wait for the right moment, the right time, and now is when the iron's about to start striking, because now Muhammad Ali's grandchildren are starting to get into sports and stuff. So that's that. I mean, I get it, but yeah, I agree. It's long overdue.
Now, it would have been nice to have while he was alive, but he has Parkinson's, and I don't believe parking space your speech. So I think he'll be able to speak well. I need no disrespect. I'm just saying that's how parking works. You know.
Oh yeah.
So
Michael J. Fox also suffers from that.
Yeah, I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just saying that's how it works. I mean,
Yeah.
I mean, pour jazz in anybody. I don't mean to assault somebody's condition. That's how it is.
Yeah.
You know, so the speech would be affected, so you wouldn't be able to enjoy it. But I'm glad he's in the Hall of Fame about damn time. We also have the Wise Men. I'm gonna get to him in a second. We got the U.S. Express, Mike Rotunda, Barry Windham, and of course the Wise Man, Paul Heyman. Literally grew up in this business.
Oh yeah. But see, Paul Heyman, when he was running ECW, he was a man. Like the way he did the things he did was before a time of, like ECW was before WWE had hardcore titles, before WCW had hardcore titles. Like other federations wouldn't have these death matches and stuff like that if it wasn't for ECW, and that's all contributed to the genius mind of Paul Heyman.
Oh yeah, Paul Heyman was a wonderful businessman, but I'll tell you about a wonderful promoter who loved the business. But when it comes to getting my money, every now and then you got to try not to choke the man.
Yeah,
Cause he, he's a great business guy, wonderful businessman. We love some wrestling. I thank God for wrestling promoters that the companies it's like somebody who knows what the hell they doing in wrestling, running the wrestling product. First of all, why wouldn't you have a former wrestler or someone who knows about the business on the corporate side or in the ring run the product? Anyway, that's a different story. I'm grateful he had a genius mind for wrestling. When it comes to getting paid, you want to pimp slap this guy sometimes.
Oh yeah, genius mind for wrestling, lack of money in his wallet.
Yeah.
So, well, you also got to look at it like this. He took a ragtag group of individuals, men and women, and took a sport. Yes, a sport. Mm-hmm. Wrestling when it was a sport, not an entertainment sport, but a sport. He took men and women to the brink of the most outrageous things you can see on TV when allowed.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was the only one who would literally tell people, go out there, beat the hell out of each other, and just don't kill each other.
I remember one night, I remember from the best of ECW, there was a storyline, Tommy Dreamer and Beulah. Like she was seeing Tommy Dreamer, she was pregnant with his baby. A wonderful story, right? And all of a sudden, Sammy was like, wait a minute, your girl cheating on you. What you talking about? Who's the guy? Oh, it's not a he, Tommy. It's a she. Well, I'm throw me in the middle, man. I'm good. I'll take both of them. Now, unfortunately, we can't do none of that no more.
Yeah, that's true.
By the way, on top of that, a throuple thing on paper, beautiful. That's the most fantasy come true on paper. Like, go for it. In reality, it's a hot mess.
Oh yeah, almost definitely. Yeah. Now let's talk about other things that Paul Heyman is known for. Not just the ECW. ECW was like his brainchild. I mean, ECW was his baby until his baby outgrew him. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the fact that this man can take a microphone and take any jobber, doesn't matter if it's Barry Horowitz, Hornswoggle, whoever, he can take any jobber and make them solid gold on the mic.
Yes, definitely, man. I remember I say this all the time, like Paul Bear, God bless you, Paul Bear. I mean Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman convinced me to buy a chair for no reason, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
He convinced me to buy a chair for no reason at all. Buy a chair. Well, why you bought the chair? Paul Heyman convinced me to buy this chair, and I would do it. That's how convincing the man is.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, see, he once convinced a female wrestler, when All right, so in the ECW, there was a match that was supposed to happen, but they couldn't happen because something wasn't working in the building that they were doing, and all they had was a spotlight.
Yeah.
He convinced the lady that was on his roster in ECW to go out there and literally do a dance all the way down to nothing, and she did it.
I know what you're talking about. She's a Japanese lady.
Yep.
Can't remember her name, can't pronounce her name, but I know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah, and the fact that he convinced her to do that, and she did it. That man can tell you, hey, I got a pencil in my pocket, but in my other pocket I got a pen. Which one do you want? And then he's stabbing you with both. He can convince you to do anything.
And like, look, I tell you, I'm gonna get to the downside of Paul Heyman in a second. But there's two things. First of all, I remember I think it was Rick Rude that said it's like Paul Heyman like promo styles like this. Imagine a pencil up your butt. Now try to break it.
Yeah.
Like that's how I still understand what that means, but hey, it worked for him.
Oh yeah.
And also the downside of Paul, basically, let's say for example, if Paul is known to backstab people sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It's been proven. It's been done twice. Twice Paul Heyman has stabbed Brock Lesnar in the back. Twice. First time, 2002. Second time, 2022.
Yeah. Well, see, here's the thing. Is that really a downfall or like a, because if you really look at it, just like how ECW outgrew Paul Heyman, did Paul Heyman outgrow the people he was managing, whether it be Brock Lesnar, The Big Show, Rob Van Dam? I mean, if you really look at it, when they brought Brock Lesnar up and the first time, and he was the next big thing, Paul Heyman was right there with him.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman was with him for the first 5 to 6 years of his career, and then he saw that, okay, maybe I should do something different because it's time to start getting other people over. And plus, he also knew that Brock Lesnar was getting ready to leave WWE to go to UFC, so he was like, well, if I have nothing to do with Brock Lesnar, then, what am I going to do? So that's exactly what happened is he outgrew Brock Lesnar.
Yeah. I remember, by the way, a few people don't know this. Everybody remember the original ECW. Disney, yes. Mickey Mouse Disney, yes. They were about to buy 49% of ECW to help them out financially until they saw a tape. They thought it was like WWE and WCW. You gotta say it like that. Like WCW. And they saw a tape of ECW. They're like, oh no. Nuh-uh. Hell no.
Yeah, that's true. Well, see, back then, when Disney was just now getting into the act of buying everything, because let's face it, Disney's like the number one, company in the world right now because it owns pretty much every major franchise out there, but that's another story. But let's go and say, so back then when Disney wanted to get into sports, and they decided, okay, well, let's try WWE. Vince McMahon wasn't selling. Let's try WCW.
Old Man Ted.
Yeah, wasn't selling. So he was like, well, let's find somebody who will sell. And they were so deep in conversations and negotiations with ECW that they literally wrote Paul Heyman a blank check.
Yeah.
But then they saw a match. And as a matter of fact, the match they saw was Sandman versus Tommy Dreamer. They saw that match, and then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, you're just a little bit more of what we're not. So they took the check and they ripped it up.
Oh, man.
So, I mean...
I still say, if they wouldn't have saw that tape, ECW would have been saved financially just a little bit.
Well, the thing is if they didn't see that tape and Disney bought ECW, there would be no WWE or WCW or AEW or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Because Disney is so profoundly, like in tune with what fans want that they would have made ECW what WWE is today.
Oh, yeah.
Just to give you a heads up, though, when we start talking about these WrestleMania matches, you're not gonna like some of the stuff I had to say.
Oof. I'll ask you one more Paul Heyman question. We'll get to the matches. Let's say Paul Heyman decides to call it retirement. Now, question: we all seen it before. Is he gonna retire, or go somewhere else? Retire, go somewhere else.
I think. Here's my thing. I think Paul Heyman is in love with the WWE company too much that even if he retires as being an on-screen performer, he will never retire from WWE. Because see, here's the thing. Yeah, he's an on-screen personality, but not a lot of people know this. He's also a producer.
Yeah.
He's also a creator. He's also a writer. I mean, he's got his hand in so many hats in WWE that he gets different checks for every single thing he does. So if he ever does retire, I mean, I would hope to think he'd never go to another company, but if he decided he didn't want to, he has enough money right now to where he literally can retire and spend the rest of his days on a beach in Maui.
Oh, yeah. Well, let's get into it here. I'm going to pull the card here for WrestleMania. We're going to start with night one in no particular order. Let's see. Call the card here. Okay. I'll start with night one. We're going to go with the world. Oh, sorry, hang on a second. All right, here we go. All right. Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's World Championship. What say you?
I say right now, Rhea Ripley's just too hot of a commodity to have her lose. But if anybody is going to beat her, it would be Becky Lynch. But I think that they're put on a clinic, and I think that not only is it possible they steal not only do they steal match of the night, but they actually might steal match of WrestleMania.
That might be Gotha against Sami Zayn for the Intercontinental Championship.
I'm going to say what Gunther is going to keep it, but I also think there's going to be a twist end, and somehow on Monday it's going to be a triple threat of Gunther versus Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable. With Gable finally becoming the Intercontinental Champion and getting his singles run.
All right. The Judgment Day. Finn Balor, Damian Priest. Come back, Damian Priest in a second. Against DIY, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa. Awesome Truth, The Miz, Our Truth. New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. A-Town Down Under, Austin Theory, Grayson Waller, and the New Catch Republic. I like that. Like catch as catch can, like the country you catch. You get it?
Oh, yeah.
Like the country you catch as catch can. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne.
So this one, alright, so I'm kind of conflicted on this one. I know who I want to win, but I have a sneaky suspicion the people who are going to win aren't those people. But I also have a sneaky suspicion they might do something on SmackDown and take Austin Theory and Grayson Waller out of the match, like one of them gets injured or something, story mode, because little do people know Matt Hardy's contract for AEW expired. He is indeed a free agent. So they might do a switch of bait and take A-Town Down Under out and put in the Hardys.
And I'm just saying, since his contract expired, and you had to be in Philadelphia, just had to be around in the area, I'm just saying.
Now, who I want to win, I want DIY to win, because I think it's time Gargano and Ciampa get their flowers up in the main roster, because they've been workhorses for the company if they weren't injured. However, I think also Truth is going to win just for the simple fact that whole storyline of R-Truth and Judgment Day. But here's the catch. Judgment Day loses the titles. Now, both titles are on the line. Not just one tag title, both titles. So here's the thing. Do the Judgment Day keep one set of titles? I don't think so. I think they're going to lose both. So the second team that I think is going to win, if the Hardys don't come back, if the Hardys come back, the Hardys are winning. But if the Hardys don't come back, I think the second team that's going to win is going to be New Catch Republic, because right now they're probably one of the best tag teams out there.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go back to Judgment Day for a minute. Now that they would no longer be tag team champions, I think that would be the perfect opportunity, either night 1, night 2, or the Raw after WrestleMania, for Damian Priest to finally cash in.
Yes. Damian, see, people, let's not forget that Damian can change everybody's plan.
Oh yeah.
And speaking of plans, like speaking of that, I'm gonna come back to our night 1 main event that possibly involves Damian Priest. Every 15 years we have a brother versus brother match, and this time is the Usos. It's finally come down to Jay versus Jimmy Uso.
Alright, so remember me saying earlier, you're not gonna like what I had to say.
Uh-huh.
The Bloodline storyline has gotten so stale that they make year-old bread look like it's fresh. See, here's the issue with the Bloodline. Roman Reigns, quote unquote, and I'm going all over the place now, but it'll break it back down to Jimmy and Jay. Roman Reigns, quote unquote, best run of his life. Okay, cool. Everyone can agree to that. Dude hasn't been pinned in how many times? He lost one match and got pinned one time, and that was by Jey Uso.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you can't say that Roman Reigns is one of the greatest WWE champions of all time. Dude last year only had 11 matches.
Yeah.
How can you claim to be one of the best if you ain't putting in the work? Now, let's go from there to Solo. So now you make Solo pretty much Roman Reigns' side bitch. Because, you ain't facing this one, you're facing Solo. Solo has took more hits and bumps and everything else in between for Roman Reigns, because Roman Reigns wants to be a whining little girl. If I lose the title, I'm leaving. Well then leave. Stop being the punk ass person you are and leave. Then you got The Rock comes back. Oh, I'm TKO. I'm your boss, bitch. No, you're not. You know. Funny thing is just because you have a spot at the table for TKO, you still have a board of, others that you have to fucking answer to.
Yeah.
So you ain't the boss of nothing.
Well, I tell you this. Like I said this a while ago. Like, you are one of the people calling the shots, and then you still got to vote on it.
That's right.
So you're not. It's like I'm gonna mention this guy's name. Screw it. Oh, everybody's favorite, everybody's controversial old man Vince. Old man Vince. At the time, Vince was drinking that stirred the straw. His word was law and he had final say so. You ain't got that kind of power, baby.
Yeah.
You are a member of the board. You don't run shit. All you run is if you come up with an idea, you gotta share it with everybody. Everybody gotta vote on it. And if they don't go with your idea, too bad.
Oh yeah. Now let's bring it back to Jimmy and Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Jimmy turns on. Now this is where the Bloodline storyline started getting real stupid and idiotic. Jimmy turns on Roman.
Mm-hmm.
Jay joins Jimmy on turning on Roman. Jay and Roman have a match. Jimmy turns on Jay. all of a sudden Jimmy's back with the bloodline. That right there tells me that the writers in WWE they need to finally graduate from kindergarten and start being able to write like adults. Cause see, that was some of the stupidest writing I've ever seen. Why would you have him turn a month prior, then have him turn on his brother a month later? Now, I get it, you want to have this Uso versus Uso match. That's cool, that's fine. However, in the long scheme of things, you make the product look bad when you can't have a decent writing direction.
Right.
But I think Jay's gonna win.
And let's go back in time to the dark 2020 era. That storyline. Let's not forget, if it was Jay Uso lost, he would be a indentured servant to the bloodline, which means forever. And Jimmy and Jay quit the bloodline. So how can you quit when you're supposed to be here for the rest, like to the death of your part?
See, more dumb writing.
You're supposed to be here forever. For for example, I'm taking back to WCW when Perry Saturn, Chris Jericho, if Perry Saturn lost, he would wear a dress. In the fine print for the rest, as long as you're employed by WCW, you can wear this dress or quit. That you said Perry Saturn, I ain't wearing this dress every night. You gonna wear this? You gonna put this dress on? So my point is, the stipulation stated you supposed to, if you lost, which you did, you supposed to be part of the bloodline forever.
Yeah.
Until one of y'all retire. And then you're free of the bloodline. But you quit the bloodline. So that makes sense.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it's, again, bad writing. Yeah. Now, there is a match on night one that, like I said, I think Rhea Ripley and Becky Lynch are going to still, like, they're going to be the best match of night one, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
But let's not forget, there is another women's match in night one, and that's the 6 women tag team match.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm talking Bianca Belair, Jade Cargill, and Naomi versus Damage Control, consisting of Dakota Kai, Asuka, Kairi Sane, the Kabuki Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Jade Cargill bursting on the scene in the Royal Rumble, manhandling or woman handling Nia Jax the way she did. Okay, cool. However, it's been public knowledge that anytime your main match is either the Royal Rumble or WrestleMania, between those two, you either A, you can flop, or B, you can rise to the occasion. I think 100% Jade Cargill is going to surprise a lot of people at WrestleMania, and she's going to be able to do a lot more than what she did in the AEW, because the AEW wasn't even trying to train her. They were like, oh, just go out there and do what you want to do.
Yeah.
And so I think, I think Bianca, Jade, and Naomi are going to win. But I think in the process, they're going to plant seeds of Bianca Belair becoming a heel. My opinion.
I would love Bianca to join her husband Montez and Bobby Lashley's stable, but we'll see where that goes. Also, we got the LWO, Latino World Order. We got Rey Mysterio, I'm the Dragon Lee part of the LWO. Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee, Santo Escobar, and Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, I think. So I want the whole Mysterio family feud. I want that shit over with. That's getting old real quick. However, I think that Santos and Dirty Dom are going to win, because I think Carlito's going to turn on the LWO.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
We got then the main event that determines everything. The bloodline. The Rock and Roman Reigns take on Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. If the bloodline can beat Seth Rollins, Cody Rhodes, then Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, bloodline rules, and that's not a good idea for Cody Rhodes. If Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins wins, the bloodline is banned from ringside, probably banned from the arena, and Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns, and maybe Cody Rhodes can finish his damn story. But Cody Rhodes better win or it's all for naught.
Yeah. So, here's my prediction for this match. Bloodline's going to win because they want to stack the deck against Cody Rhodes. Because, you can't have a good underdog story and a good hero story without having some kind of controversy. So they're going to let the Bloodline win. I don't think Cody's going to be the one that gets pinned. Actually, no, scratch that. I think Cody gets pinned by Roman on Saturday.
Yeah.
Then it becomes a Bloodline Rules match on Sunday. And once we get to the match on Sunday, I'll tell you. So then we don't skip nothing because I know that. But my prediction is Bloodline wins on Saturday.
I guess now Cody. Nobody's gonna get a third chance to live their dream. Second chance is one thing. Nobody gets three chances.
Stone Cold did.
Well, yeah.
Well, see, here's the thing. Cody Rhodes comes back to WWE. A lot of people think it's because he was promised this and promised that and blah, 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 etc. No. I'll go into that story for a little bit. Cody Rhodes left AEW because Tony Khan broke his promise and his word to Cody Rhodes, and Cody Rhodes was like, well, if you can't be a man of your word, I can't work for you no more. So that's why he left AEW.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, AEW is a smite on the world of professional wrestling. Should not even exist, and I'll go into that a little bit more later or on another show, but yeah, I just say got nothing positive to say about AEW. So.
Oh, of course not.
But I will say that you have Cody Rhodes come back. He wins not only his first match back at WrestleMania, but then he wins back-to-back consecutive Royal Rumbles, eliminating in the first Rumble he won. He eliminated Gunther. And then in the second one, he eliminates CM Punk. You eliminate two top-tier talents like that, back-to-back in Royal Rumbles. There's no way he's not finishing his story. He's going to finish his story. You can't write like I said, you can't write a superhero movie or a superhero script without having a superhero eventually win.
So basically, you're guaranteeing. That's that word, man. My old man Vince. There's that word again. You're guaranteeing. In fact, I'll go occasional. You guarantee that Cody Rhodes gonna walk out the champion.
I'll say this. I'll say it's a 99.99% chance Cody Rhodes walks out champion.
Well, that's a possibility, but let's not forget the man. Like I said earlier, he can change everybody's plans, and we can have a repeat of WrestleMania 31 ending. Let's not forget Let's not forget Damian Priest with the contract.
Yeah. However, though, Damian Priest going for the title Roman Reigns has would mean Damian Priest would then be moving over to SmackDown. I don't think they're going to do that. I think, now this is what I think, and this is going in tonight too now. I think that Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre, I think that's where Damian Priest, if he cashes in, is going to cash in. Because here's what I'm thinking. Drew McIntyre beats Seth Rollins because Seth Rollins gets a storyline injury from night one. Drew McIntyre wins on night 2, becomes the champion. Because of the already pre-existing issues between Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre, after a grueling match with Seth Rollins, Drew wins, Damian Priest comes down, cashes in, wins the title. In that process, pushing Drew McIntyre to join the Judgment Day, and now Damian Priest is no longer part of the Judgment Day and is now a top babyface. And I know it's an interesting take on things, but that's Damian Priest right now. Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley are the only 2 people in the Judgment Day who can literally go out there and turn face, and fans will absolutely go batshit crazy for it.
That is a possibility. Oh, you thought it was over? Nah, we got more. Check this out. You thought it was over, didn't you? Nah, we got that's just night 1, baby. Then Seth Rollins takes on Drew McIntyre for the World Championship. Io Sky and Bayley for the Women's Championship. I would love to see one day. We almost had it on SmackDown not too long ago. Uninterrupted. Io Sky and Asuka for an hour. Oh my God, that would be amazing. Uninterrupted. By the way. We almost had it last time.
That would be a good match. I see this happening. I see Bayley winning, becoming champion, but with the assistance of some unexpected help in Becky Lynch. And if Charlotte's cleared, Charlotte Flair.
Ooh, Lord. We ain't seen Charlotte in a minute.
Yeah, and hence, now you got 3 people who are friends outside of the ring, who have chemistry inside the ring, able to challenge the foursome of Damage Control. All you would need is a 4th person to be able to go 4-on-4. That's where I would bring in, and believe me when I say this, that's when I would bring in Roxanne Perez and put her with Bayley, Charlotte, and Becky.
We got a call up. I was like, okay. How interesting.
Oh yeah. Now, this next match though, this match might be a match that steals night number 2. We're talking about AJ Styles versus LA Knight.
Yeah.
And I think that could be such a barn burner. I think that could bring the roof down if they do the match properly. Now, everyone's like, is AJ Styles a heel or is he face? They are trying to make AJ Styles like Stone Cold Steve Austin. He'll fight you whether you're face or a heel. Which, if they do that and they do it properly, we could be looking at a new era for AJ Styles. But let's not give, all the credit to AJ Styles. LA Knight, since debuting in NXT, this dude been paving a path to where he's been blazing a path to where it's straight to the top. Even when they gave him that stupid, where he was working for the male model agency, what the fuck ever. Yeah, he even made that work until it didn't work. And now he has had top tier matches with top tier talent. He's taken Roman Reigns to the ring. He was the last match for Bray Wyatt, God rest his soul, who left us way too soon. I mean, he's had high profile match after high profile match after high profile match. It is time for him to become a top tier champion. And I think a win over AJ Styles puts him in the path of being able to challenge for a championship.
I see that. See, we got the Pride, Bobby Lashley. I'm sorry, him. Logan Paul. God, I hate the Paul brothers. Logan Paul versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens.
This match is going to be interesting because you got three different styles of wrestling here. Logan Paul, he can battle you with high flying maneuvers. Kevin Owens is a brawler. Randy Orton is more of a methodical technician. So let's look at it. Who stands to benefit the most by winning this match?
That son of a bitch, Logan Paul.
Right. However, there's another scenario that's been running in my head that could happen, and I wouldn't be upset with it. Logan Paul retains his championship, and then Damian Priest, instead of going for the World Heavyweight Championships, decides he wants to go for the U.S. title. That would be a different take and a good twist. So much so because then you can keep Damian Priest with the Judgment Day until it is time for him and Drew McIntyre to feud over that title.
That's a possibility.
Yeah. But you were saying the Pride?
Oh, yeah, the Pride. Bobby Lashley, Angelo Dawkins, Montez Ford against the Final Testament, Karrion Kross, Akam and Razar, a 6-man Philadelphia street fight.
So I see this happening. I see the Pride losing. And the reason I say that is because right now you've built up this Final Testament to be so strong and powerful that if you have them lose, they're going to lose all the momentum that they have been building. But let's not skip this. B-Fab and Scarlett and Paul Ellering are all going to have a hand in this match. I think it's going to be a point to where B-Fab and Scarlett are going to be doing what they do outside the ring, and then it's going to break out as a fight between them two, and then Bobby Lashley is going to go out and try to stop him. Karrion Kross is going to go out and try to stop him, and then a surprise return or a surprise debut costs the Pride the match. Just my opinion.
We'll see right there. That's very interesting. And of course, the icing on the cake, Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes for the undisputed championship.
All right, again, you're not gonna like what I had to say, because I know you like Roman Reigns, and I'm gonna be fair and say you have a legitimate reason to like him, but I can't stand him. I never liked Roman Reigns, not even when he was with the Shield. So here's the thing. It will be bloodline rules. And the entire bloodline, consisting of Solo, Jimmy, and The Rock, come down and interfere. But then you have, on the other hand, Jay coming down to help Cody. Seth ain't going to be able to, so who else comes down to help Cody? Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, wow.
John Cena. Both had prolific matches with The Rock at WrestleMania.
If I had to choose one or the other, I would love to hear that glass break. I'm going with Austin.
Oh, no, they're both going to be there. They're both going to come down. Now, however, though, I think we're to see the debut of a few more Bloodline members, if not at WrestleMania, at least the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania, and Tama Tonga, Jacob Fatu, and then Lance Anawali. All three of them will debut. And then that's where you're going to start having the cracks in the bloodline go. And because something's going to happen and The Rock is going to be the reason why Roman Reigns loses the title, that's where the civil war of the bloodline begins. Because you have The Rock now becoming a face again, and everybody loving him again, even though I wish he'd just stay in Hollywood and make his stupid-ass movies. But you have The Rock face now. Now that Roman Reigns has more people, now you turn Jimmy face again. Now on the face side, you got The Rock, Jay, and Jimmy. On the other side, you got Roman, Solo, Jacob Fatu, Tama Tonga, and then Lance Anawali. However, something happens and Solo becomes a face and starts helping his brothers. So now you got 4-on-4. Leading into Survivor Series, having a Bloodline War Games match. That right there, that's bank. That's money. That is the highest making match you can have the entire year. And The Rock, yeah, he may be back from time to time, but here's the thing. The Rock is going to make 2 movies after after this match at WrestleMania. He's going to make Moana 2, and then he's making a live-action Moana. So he's not going to be able to come back and wrestle like everyone wants him to. Roman Reigns has already said he's taking a couple months off because he's filming a movie. So logically, like if you're using plain logic is you don't want Roman Reigns leaving WrestleMania as champion, because then now your championship is still not being defended, and all your other wrestlers, all your other superstars are still thinking, well, since he's champion and he's not here, how is that fair to us? Which is true. You know, and then think of the dream matches you could have with Cody Rhodes being champion. Cody Rhodes versus Gunther. Dream match. Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre. Dream match. Cody Rhodes versus Seth Rollins. Again, dream match. Cody Rhodes versus CM Punk. Dream match. Cody Rhodes versus... You could put Cody Rhodes as champion against anybody, and you're going to bank. I mean, that's just my opinion, though.
One match I would love to have, but unfortunately not going that route. I would love it. This is how I imagine. When The Rock came back, I was hoping The Rock is the Roman Reigns tribal chief. Rock is high chief. They're on the same page, everything. But the Roman Reigns is our tribal chief. Rock is high chief. We're not going that route, so it sucks. Rock and Roman have to wait another time.
Yeah. See, here's the issue that WWE has right now. They built up Roman Reigns as this monster, right? They built up Roman Reigns as being one of the greatest and one of the best world champions of all time, right?
Yeah.
Here comes The Rock. Now Roman Reigns is playing second fiddle to The Rock. Because, see, here's the thing. Every time the bloodline comes out to talk, if it's The Rock and Roman, Rock talks first. Every time the bloodline comes out and attacks somebody and The Rock's there, The Rock is the one attacking first. So he's showing his dominance over the bloodline, even though he's saying, I acknowledge Roman Reigns as my tribal chief, blah, blah, blah. You know what? No, The Rock is setting you up, my friend. That's why when he did that promo last month and he said, oh, I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure you don't leave champion. He was referring to Cody Rhodes because he was talking about Cody Rhodes. But he was actually referring to Roman Reigns because he pointed at Roman Reigns and he was looking directly at Roman Reigns. Now, when they went to do the finger gesture, The Rock put the L up instead of the 1, meaning loser, because Roman Reigns is going to lose the championship at WrestleMania.
I'm backed into a corner here, and I'm forced to admit that your tribal chief Roman Reigns might leave empty-handed at WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, now I'm willing to stake my reputation as a wrestling fan on the line that Roman Reigns loses the title at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the only logical thing they could do because, yeah, I get it. You want to erase all these people's title reigns, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. At the end of the day, you're not erasing them because they're still in the history books.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you've been champion for almost 4 years and you've had under 60 title matches, you ain't a champion. You're a paper champion being protected by a company that doesn't really know what to do with their championship if they want to keep it on a part-timer. But let's face it, WWE, under the guidance of Triple H, WWE has switched to a different gear and has been killing it all year long. And they will continue to do so under the guidance of Triple H. If anyone else comes in and tries to take over, you're going to get WCW 2.0 or 3.0 or whatever the hell. Just my personal opinion. Now, I know we were talking about WWE and WrestleMania. But can you allow me just a couple minutes to trash that stupid place, AEW?
Go for it, man.
All right. AEW, or as I like to call it, WCW 2.0, is doing exactly what WCW did. Every single person that leaves the WWE, AEW hires. Oh, come on in, Edge. You're 50 years old and you can have matches with Christian. Okay, cool. Hello, you're revisiting WWE. They had matches in WWE. Let's see. Every time anyone from WWE goes to AEW, they're either A, put in matches against other WWE ex-WWE stars, or put in factions with them. Why the hell do you got John Moxley, Claudio, and Bryan Danielson all in one group? What is their reasoning behind that? I mean, one, you are now taking away from the fact that they have all solidified themselves as singles competitors in a rival company. So now you're just showing everybody you don't know what to do with them. And then didn't Tony Khan, because I remember this clear as day, didn't Tony Khan say he would never, ever, ever release wrestlers from their contracts? He would let them run out.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, he just released, just the other day, he released like 7 to 10 people. Okay, now you're breaking your word with the fans. How can people sit there and be behind a company that is literally the most bigot company in the country, in the world, in any professional sport? AEW, what Tony Khan is doing in AEW is pretty much what Pete Rose did when he literally gambled against the team that he was playing for or managed or whatever. And then Okay, you hire Paige, aka Soraya. You hire her. Okay, cool. She's one kick in the back from being crippled because she had a fusion neck. Then you bring in her brother who can't wrestle for the life of him. And then you put her in a faction with Ruby Soho, who I think is so underutilized over there. And now you got Ruby Soho in a love story. I mean, who's writing your stuff over there? Like grandmas?
Mm.
I mean, AEW, like I said, is a smite to the world of professional wrestling. Should not exist. Actually, no, I'll take that back. When it first came and you had Cody Rhodes, the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and Chris Jericho running the show, that's when I liked AEW because they knew what was supposed to be going on because they live what is going on. They're not some fanboy playing with daddy's money saying, Dad, can I own a wrestling company? Because I don't want to play with my wrestling figures no more. I want them to actually wrestle. You know what? Take your money, shove it up your ass, and blow out your nose. Because at the end of the day,
Okay. First, let's not use the nose. Let's use another body part. That's nasty.
yeah, no, he needs to shove it up his ass.
Yeah, let's blow it somewhere. I'm tired of hearing about noses. Let's blow it out somewhere else.
Here we go. He can shove it up his ass and throw it up.
There you go.
But see, here's the thing. He is a fanboy, has always been a fanboy, will always be a fanboy. He breaks his word with his talent. He breaks his word with his fans. He breaks his word with everything. Here we go. How can you say you want to put a company out of business, a.k.a. WWE, he wants to put them out of business, but yet a year before AEW even existed, you were in the arena giving all the WWE superstars gifts. What kind of fucking hypocrite are you, man? I mean, at the end of the day, I can sit here and tell you that the brown dots on my skin is my natural color and the rest of me is a birthmark. But let's face it, that would be a lie. I would be a bigot. I would be the type of person that could literally sit there and just shoot whatever I want to shoot out of my mouth. Whether you believe it or not, I mean, that's on you. At the end of the day, you can't believe someone like Tony Khan because he's for money. He's not for anything else. Tells Cody Rhodes and the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, hey, I'm not going to be involved in none of the booking, none of the outcomes, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Fast forward 3 years, all of a sudden, maybe 4 years, all of a sudden, I think I'm going to book this match. I'm going to book that match. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to tell you who's going to win, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera. Okay, that's why Cody left, because Tony Khan broke his word.
Yeah.
And when you break your word, and you can't be a man of your word, the only thing you're doing is making yourself look like a donkey's ass. That end rant for that's the end of my rant for AEW.
You know, Tony Khan, like he's the general manager, he's the commissioner, he's the owner, he's the blah 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 blah. I like take some of them hats and pass them out, bro. You're doing too much.
Yeah.
You like even old man Vince couldn't do it all by himself.
Yeah. The thing with Tony Khan is he wants to sit there and portray that he's God's gift to the world of professional wrestling. Okay, if he was God's gift to the world of professional wrestling, why are they losing viewers over there? For crying out loud, when Mercedes Moné debuted, her debut was under 600,000 views.
Wow.
Her second time on AEW was under 500,000 views. They're continuously losing viewers, So my thing is, and now Mercedes Moné is one of the highest paid ladies, if not the highest paid lady in professional wrestling. Why? She spends more time injured on a shelf than she does propaganding herself for a company.
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, if I can spend my money on somebody who's going to be healthy and I don't got to spend hundreds of millions of dollars on her, I'm going to do that. I sure the hell ain't going to pay somebody so much money because you're a name. He gave her a guaranteed contract for X amount of money per year just because of her name. He did not take the time out to actually look and see every match that she had in WWE. Wasn't because that made money or was good. Wasn't because of her. It was because of people she was wrestling.
Yeah. Let's not forget many. 2 years ago, I believe, she walked out like mid show.
Yeah, because she didn't like the way things was going in, the direction of her character.
I friends her on Facebook, by the way, and it's a fact. It's not like I'm making so. It was a fact. It's written down for the record. She walked out.
Yeah, her and Naomi.
Yeah.
Now here's the thing. At the end of the day, you walk out because you don't think they're treating you fairly, and you don't like the way your direction's going. You were part of the Women's Tag Team Championship in the WWE. If they didn't hold you in high regard, why would they put a title on you?
Right. That reminds me of a young lady. I'm going to say this. Going to be fucked up. I'm going to say it anyway. Eva Marie was a waste of space in professional wrestling.
Yeah, I agree. The only reason she was even remotely relevant is because she was a good-looking woman. Yeah. That was it.
She didn't win no championship at all. They didn't have nothing for her. What the hell you here for? Then she babysat JoJo for a while. JoJo, respectfully, she was too young to go, like. Let's say you work for the league, and we need you at this club to promote this and that at the club. JoJo could get in. She was 18 at the time. You got to be 21. So even Rita's no more than a babysitter for JoJo.
Yeah.
And all due respect to JoJo, by the way, she's done more than a babysitter. Yeah. Wrestling wise, we didn't have nothing for her. She didn't win no championship. She sucked.
Yeah. Her most high profile win in wrestling was when it was the Total Divas versus the Anti Divas at WrestleMania, and she wasn't even a factor in the match. Now, I would like to switch this for a minute, if that's okay.
Oh, yeah.
On Peacock, Bray Wyatt Becoming Immortal.
Mm-hmm.
Such a great documentary. If people haven't watched it, they should definitely watch it. If you don't own Peacock, you should buy it just so you can see this documentary. This documentary was one of the best, if not the best documentaries I've seen, at least in the last decade. Mm-hmm. It tells the story of Bray Wyatt inside and outside of the ring. You see footage that you normally wouldn't see. You hear from superstars. You hear from his family. This dude left God's green earth way too soon, but his mind for the art of wrestling, and then the art of horror, and then the art of just, being able to put stuff out there, hands down, second to none, the best in the wrestling world.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But that's just my opinion, but, like I said, the documentary is really, really good. It's it was done really well.
It was great, man. A lot of people want Bray Wyatt Hall of Fame. I wonder, they put him in Hall of Fame just because he died, or does he deserve being Hall of Fame?
Well, here's the thing. They want to put him in the Hall of Fame because of his career.
Mm-hmm.
But if they put him in the Hall of Fame this year, everyone will say it's because he passed away.
Yeah.
So I get why they're not this year. But next year or the year after, I won't be surprised if he's in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Now, would it be okay with you if I plug my show, my podcast?
Absolutely, go for it. Yeah.
All right. So, my name is Josh, a.k.a. Crazy J, but most people just call me Josh. I do a show on Facebook and YouTube. It's called NC-17. Me and my co-host, Lisa, we talk horror movies, horror books. I mean, pretty much anything horror, but we do venture out of the horror genre from time to time. We have started doing live episodes as of last Saturday. Our next live on YouTube is this Saturday at 3 p.m. We will be covering some horror stuff and some Stephen King stuff. But for anyone who listens, please like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube at NC-17 with Crazy J, or just go on Facebook and look up Josh Wynn. That's Josh Wynn, W-Y-N-N. You'll see the NC-17 logo. Give me a follow on there. I'm posting almost daily on stuff, or we got good things coming, and we plan on starting to do more live events. We did our first live event last year with a screening of a movie called Flesh, and it was a sold-out crowd. So please give us a follow. NC-17 with Crazy J on YouTube, or just look me up on Facebook.
You know, speaking of horror, like, I'm not a big horror fan, but I keep it safe with some I'm familiar with, because I'm trying to get the nightmares, stuff like that. Like classic Final Destination. There's one movie, one scene I like. It's called Scary Stories. It's called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. And there's this one scene, for some reason, it's just oddly satisfying to me. The girl, as a girl, Rose, she had a school play, and she get her makeup done, and there's a big old Z on her face. And she goes to the bathroom to pop it, and some calls her name, she look over, a spider leg pokes out of her face. But she don't know what it is yet. Like, she thinks it's a hair or something. How the hell did it get in my face? She's pulling it, and I love, like, it's always satisfying to me. When the spider leg poked out, and she pulls it a little bit, and it wiggled, then I get freaked out. Then it ruins it all because all spiders pouring out of the girl's face.
Yeah, and her brother had to use mop water to get the spiders off of her.
Well, that's petty, and I understand at the same time. Because it's the only thing available, and it's petty as hell too.
Oh yeah.
But then that's the only thing available though.
Oh yeah. Now they actually got a part 2 of that movie coming out. Which I will be seeing because I am a horror fan, but I will be seeing it mostly because I'm interested in seeing how they do the other stories that they plan on using. So, but yeah, that scene was pretty awesome.
That's the only reason I like that scene, because the spider leg poking out. It's oddly satisfying.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. It's a good scene. It's a good scene. Yeah, but other than that, I actually got to get going. I want to thank you for having me on. I hope that's not rude, but I got to get up at 4.
Oh yeah, I feel you, man. Thank you for joining me tonight. This is actually I pulled this episode out of my book because I was looking for somebody to do the show with me, and Josh hadn't been available. I really appreciate you being on the show tonight. Last minute, appreciate you so much.
Oh yeah, no problem. Thanks for having me.
Y'all, we're gonna see Josh later, everybody. Thank you so much, brother Josh. See you next time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I've got to say this while I'm on here. Wrestling Tracks, of course, is brought to you by Backup Deliveries and More LLC. they put the D in delivery. I can pull it up right here. I have my thing on. They put the D in delivery. You have a CDL license. You need more information. You go to this number right here. 888-71 backup. That's 888-712-2587 or 817-204-7259. We got backup.com for more information. I need to change the code to restotrace.net. We're working on our website as we speak. I believe the link, the whole website needs to be repurchased, something like that. So we're going to work on that. In the meantime, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Enjoy WrestleMania, enjoy SmackDown Hall of Fame tomorrow. We're going to do it a little different. Tomorrow, after SmackDown, 9:58 p.m., David Burton joins. I know it's late. David Burton joins us. So we couldn't do it tonight. And then I forgot about after SmackDown's Hall of Fame, 9:58 p.m., David Burton joins us. Going to have a good time. And I hope you enjoy. Good night, everybody. We'll see you in Philadelphia this weekend. Peace, everybody.